Hi, folks. Chris Voss here from the ChrisVossShow.com, the ChrisVossShow.com. Hey, we're coming here with another great podcast. We certainly appreciate you guys tuning in. You guys are the best audience in the world. So anyway, be sure to refer the show to your friends, neighbors, relatives, dogs, cats. Get everybody listening to the Chris Voss Show podcast. You can refer them to iTunes, Google Play. We're on Spotify now. Holy crap. You can listen to us on Spotify because God knows you've heard enough of the Lawrence Welk Show on there and you shouldn't play those music anyway. Also, you can go to youtube.com/Chris Voss, hit that bell notification button to get all the notifications and see, of course, all the different product reviews we do there and the puppy videos of Rocky Raccoon, the Husky. So that's on there as well. Anyway, we've got a international star with us today, Jori Falkstedt. And Jori is the CEO of Veriferio. We're going to be talking about cryptocurrency today, so this is going to be really good for our cryptocurrency fans. He's been a serial entrepreneur. He's founded several companies since 1997. Most of them are still running with over 40 employees in Finland, Estonia, China, and the Philippines. Boy, the world sure gets smaller, doesn't it? He is the chairman of the board at J2P2 Invest, OI, and of course now Veriferio.io. Welcome to the show, Jori. How are you today?
Nice. Thank you. Nice to be here with you, Chris.
Awesome. So you're the CEO of this company, Veriferio, and it looks like you've done a lot of things around the world and everything else. You've got a lot of experience in this cryptocurrency field. Tell us a little bit about yourself and give us maybe some plugs of where people can look you up on the internet.
Yeah, thanks. So we have been in the crypto space just about 2 years, but 4 years before that we have actually made the same business. So as you know, we are doing the different investigations and verifications for the companies and persons, and at the moment we are focusing to know your customer, KYC, and also anti-money laundering, AML, and political exposed person verifications, PAP. So this is really something in crypto space at the moment.
Yeah, so this is pretty amazing what you guys have got going on. You guys have got basically, I guess one of the, with Veriferio.io, what sort of pain do you guys resolve? What do you guys do there as a global player?
Well, when the money is now moving around the world all the time, faster and faster, and the countries are tightening the regulations.
Yes.
Of the money transferring, so somebody have to process the things that they are going right. So that's why we are doing the KYCs more and more, and also AMLs more and more almost daily. So in the past we did more company compliance checkups, and also we check backgrounds of the factories. But now in the last 6 months it has totally changed to the smaller KYC and AML verifications.
So when you say AML, PEP, and KYC, those are compliance verifications, I guess? Yeah,
they are. There's different regulations in different countries, and actually the PricewaterhouseCoopers once did a kind of instruction how the KYC have to be done in different countries. And that instruction contains 671 pages. So it's not that easy than people think, that it's not only to check the passport and or the driving license.
Wow, so, that's pretty amazing.
Yeah. So the KYC in globally is very difficult and need a lot of know-how how to do it. And I think we are the first one who have also automated that. So we have programmed all these laws to our platform, and platform can follow the regulations globally automatically.
Wow. So if I want to send cryptocurrency across, for business purposes, is this mostly what it's for, personal purposes, I guess? I got to make sure that I'm following all the laws and rules of each country. Otherwise, it could be violating them. And I guess right now with cryptocurrency still being in this sort of pioneer version, a lot of countries haven't either adopted the laws or their regulatory kind of tight or over controlling, because people still figuring this stuff out and getting, and I'm sure governments are still trying to understand it and pass the proper laws to make it something that can freely move from one point to another.
Yeah, yeah, and it's the regulations are coming more and more all the time, and like USA and Europe have made a lot of new regulations in this year. So because the whole crypto space have to be in kind of Wild West the last 1.5 years.
Yeah, it's definitely been the Wild West. I know a lot of different things. I mean, for a while there, cryptocurrency was really, really Wild West. And then we started seeing a lot of regulations and banks banning people that were using cryptocurrency. I know at one time, people that were trying to use cryptocurrency were getting kicked off of PayPal. And then more and more, as the awareness got out there and the banks had to realize that this currency was going to become a new thing, and they just had to adopt to it instead of trying to ban it and make it illegal. You can't fight change. You can't fight what's coming. That's vanity, as they would say. Yeah, so, more and more now that we've seen the building of like legitimate exchanges. I know the One Twin brothers have done their exchange, and we're seeing more and more of the legitimizing and making sure that the systems are in place. And I'm sure you're a big part of that with what Verifier.io is, or Verifier.io. See if I can get this right. Verifier.io is doing.
Yeah.
So what prompted you to start this? What was your motivation behind this?
Actually, we did two company verifications in the past, and actually my little brother was working in the internet casino and asked why we don't do also the KYCs and AML verifications, and at that time everybody done all those manually, so they check the passports and check the invoices and so on, and like it takes like half a year when we started to do it, and it was growing quite fastly. So maybe first 3 months we make 300 pieces of KYCs, and next 3 months we made 1,300 pieces of KYCs. So it was going fast, like upwards. So this is the reason because of course we have to follow where the money is. So that's why we are going.
Yeah. So there's I get what a lot of people I guess don't know is with banking, there's anti-money laundering specialists that have to do examination tests to detect people that are doing money laundering, maybe illegal stuff going on, violations of. I know that the U.S. has certain Russia things blocked, and you're not supposed to transfer money with certain Russians or whatever that the U.S. government does. I know banks have kind of the same thing where they can get in trouble if they're like money laundering for, say, I don't know, drug dealers and stuff like that. Yeah. And the PEP is a financial institutions thing where they're required to perform due diligence in transactions involving politically exposed person. That's kind of interesting. How does that work?
Yeah, for example, the political exposed persons cannot gamble. So for example, in beginning of this week, we made the contract with Asian Poker Federation. So that Asian Poker Federation is controlling the poker tournaments and online poker around in 14 countries in the Asia. Now we are the official partners of them, and those guys also likes to know if there is political exposed persons playing around.
Yeah.
And also,
is that a big European thing, or is that an international sort of law thing?
Yeah, it's international.
International law. Yeah. See, this gets into a lot of different areas that a lot of people aren't aware of, and in how things work and what goes down with these money transfers. It's a big deal because it's you've got to make sure that you're not breaking any laws, you're not breaking any U.S. government. I imagine every country's got when they ban certain people like Russians and things like that the U.S. does, that you got to make sure you don't break those laws, or else then you're in trouble with that country.
Yeah. And if we speak about crypto space, like the ICOs. If the ICOs are not handling the AML and KYC correctly, it's very difficult to, if they can raise some money, it's very difficult to change it in fiat money after the ICO has ended. So I have been speaking with many exchanges, crypto exchanges, and most, because we had the ICO as well. So most of them are demanding that the KYC and AML have to be done correctly. Otherwise, they are not allowing those ICOs to change them money. So it's very important also for the startup companies who are making the ICOs.
Most definitely. I mean, they've got a. So, what would you say your largest client base is, or who are your clients? Not specifically in name, but what sort of industries are ICOs? I suppose your clients. What other gambling sites would be your clients? I think
the internet casinos are the biggest industry of our customers, but the crypto space is something what I strongly believe is going to be bigger than the casinos. Because that space is growing very fast, and also the regulations are following that so fast that I'm sure that the AML and KYC is going to be a very important part of crypto space.
Most definitely.
Yeah, and because crypto space is so global. For example, if you play in the casino in Malta, you are usually a European player. But if you invest to ICO, you can be wherever. So KYC and AML have to be done following both countries, you and the company you are investing for.
Yeah, it's an interesting world out there. I mean, we're this cryptocurrency. It would be nice if eventually everyone could have the same laws and agree to some sort of international scale of this, but we're probably years away from that, if at all, because I know the EU likes to do things their way and America likes to do things their way. I'm sure China's got some real stuff going on with cryptocurrency. They seem to be trying to do a lot of controlling of it over there in China, don't they?
Yeah. China's controlling very strictly, and at the moment we don't have any Chinese customers, but I just came from the Asian tour, and I have been speaking with the many potential customers. But inside of China and inside of Asia, there's no the KYC and AML is not so strongly demanded. And if we speak about between China and other countries like from Europe or from USA, they usually don't even allow to make investment or get investment. So at this point, the AML and KYC between China and Europe or USA is not so big thing, but for sure it will be.
Yeah, I mean, there has to be these things in place because most banks have to adhere to this sort of thing. So any transfer of any type of money, just whatever. And I'm sure they don't want to see more exchanges like, I forget the big drug exchange that was really huge early on. What was the name of that one? The Dread Pirate Roberts guy was running. It became this huge drug cryptocurrency exchange. And I forget the name of it, but I'm sure they don't want that happening again with more of those exchanges, or not exchanges, but more of those sites that are doing that. And basically they were kind of not only money laundering but drug dealing off of their website. And I'm sure they want to take and regulate that so they don't have more of that stuff going on.
Yeah, and also all the exchanges are now very serious. I have seen, because I have been investing to the ICOs and cryptocurrencies by myself for a long time also. So I have seen that the way how the exchanges are working has totally moved forward, and there's very serious exchanges, most of the biggest ones.
Yeah, they're not kidding around anymore with how things are going, and it's reaching a point, I'm sure, where it's something that's very valid. So the best way they can do to use your services is, I guess, contact you guys on your website, take a look at some of the different products you guys offer in KYC, AML, PEP, compliance, ICO verification program. What does the ICO verification program do?
Yeah. In the beginning of this year, we published the ICO verification program. It was because there was so many ICOs who actually was scams or wasn't so serious companies. So we created the way to make sure that the ICO is compliant and everything around the ICO is just like they write in the white paper, and the team is correct and so on. And from the beginning, this was quite big business. It was growing, like we get every day many orders, but in last months the ICOs has not raised money so well anymore, and also there's many small ICOs came, and I think at the moment the ICOs are not ready to spend money. New ICOs are not ready to spend money at all for those. So that's why we have been focusing now to our platform, which is actually quite fancy. I think it's the most advanced in the world at the moment.
Wow.
Yeah, we have.
It's there is a lot of different fraud that's been going on with the ICOs. There's a lot of, I think there's just piles and piles of dead ICO things that have been issued. Lots of different people that have been ripped off. I recently saw a scam artist who did some clawback that was pretty evil. Yeah, it's pretty Wild Westy, some of the stuff that's out there. So I can see the value of an ICO verification program. This is kind of interesting. Buy and sell investigations you guys do. Verifier as a subcontractor, company product background researches. You guys have about 8 years of experience in examining the background of companies, suppliers, and ICOs. So you can get a complete report of your desired company or supplier. I'm supposed to find out how legitimate they are and all that sort of good stuff.
Yeah, we have done these company checkups for long, and for example, the store and sell the company investigations means that because in the past we did lots of. I have owned the importing company. I was importing of Brick Stratton and Simplicity and Snapper and so on. So we had to do a lot of investigations for the factories, mostly in China, and also we bought these investigations that the factories are correct and they are not just stealing our money. We bought them from the other service providers, and in 2012, I established my own company to make these company background checkups, and we also started to sell those checkups to the other customers. And the thing was that, for example, I have a good example. A few years ago, we made the investigation to the Myanmar. There was customer in Florida who was buying the teak, the wood from the Myanmar, and the teak is very highly regulated, and it have to be grown exactly how it should be, or otherwise the buyer is also in the big problems. He get offer for the very cheap teak and ask us to go and check up if the seller is okay. It was Indian seller but selling the teak from the Myanmar, and we make the investigation. Takes like 2 weeks. We visit there. 2 guys visit there and we check that all, and the customer was happy. But after that, we was thinking that actually what we just done, we spent 2 weeks, 2 guys to make this investigation, which was extremely expensive, and now there's nobody who can buy this same information again. So we decided to make the platform that if you buy this kind of investigation, for example, that guy who bought the teak background check, now he can sell the same information to the other customers who will need it. For example, some shipyards are using a lot of teak, and now that guy knows that this teak is cheaper than the other ones and quality is good enough, so they can sell it. And this process, selling and buying and changing the prices of this data, is very easy to process by the cryptocurrency. So
That's
this is
amazing.
Yeah, this is kind of second thing what we are doing, but at the moment the 95% of the turnover is coming from the small verifications. But for sure, we are doing that. We are doing that platform also.
That's wild. I mean, yeah, you gotta these days. It's hard to see who's on the other side, especially when you're doing cryptocurrency. You just don't know what's going to come out the other side, or you know, how it's going to turn out, or who you're doing business with, and stuff. So yeah, you definitely got to know what's going on and who it's going on with. So that's very important. So anyone who's in the cryptocurrency space, be sure to check out his site. It's verifier.io. That's correct?
Yeah, verifier.io.
Go check out his website, and be sure to contact Jori. Ask him if you have any questions. I'm sure you can talk to him or his staff. Anything else we should know, Jori, as we wrap up the show?
Yeah, I just like to explain a little bit about the platform we have created in this year.
Okay.
Because it's every time when there's somewhere is customers and money, there also will be competition, and we decided to make the platform to help our verifiers to process that whole process as fast as possible, and that's why we create the platform which have very nice few advantages. For example, we have, when the customer is downloading the passport or utility bill or driving license, it automatically check the image pixel by pixel, and it's detecting if the photo is manipulated. So if, for example, if somebody is trying to manipulate the utility bill or driving license by Photoshop, the program will automatically see that. So even the law says, in many countries, the law is that these documents have to be checked manually. We are still doing that manually, but for sure, this automation is much more better and faster than the human eyes. And and the second thing is that the automation in following regulations. So, for example, if you have ICO in Australia and investor is from USA, and the Australian ICO wants to make the KYC or AML because the investor makes so big investment, our platform automatically follows the regulations of Australia, but also the USA. So every different customer have a different looking page depending in which country they are, and the system is always following the law. So our clients can be 100% sure that the procedure is made exactly under the laws what they have to be done. Mm-hmm. Because sometimes, for example, if your ICO is in USA, the regulations, KYC regulations are quite light in USA. Mm-hmm. But the same thing in Europe it's much tighter. So if the process is bought from us, the regulations are followed automatically in both countries. So the ICO have never problems with AML or KYC. They're always safe. And also the speed is now much more than in the past. We can now, in our team can process about 10,000 KYCs in a day, which is a lot.
That's a lot. Wow. That's amazing. And I imagine as exchanger verifier, you have to be able to do everything fast, process it, look into it, and everything else. Yeah.
It's because as faster you can do it and as cost effectively you can do it, you can give the better prices to your clients. And at the moment we have campaign that we will give 1 month free trial for all new customers. So just welcome to test. If you have the ICO or whatever gambling site, just welcome to use our platform for free for one month.
So do you charge a monthly fee, or do you charge a per transaction fee? I would imagine, I guess.
Usually per transaction.
Per transaction, yeah.
Yeah, just some companies who have year after year and month after month, they have almost exactly the same amount. So then we can decide it. But we guarantee at the moment that we are the cheapest one in this industry. Because
that's pretty good. That's a good deal. And I can see on your website they can try 1 month free, so people can sign up there and get it going on. Anything else more we need to know, Jori?
I think it's all. I think it's all at this moment.
Sounds good. Well, we certainly appreciate you guys coming onto the show and sharing this data with us so that people can check it out. Cryptocurrency is just freaking huge these days. Be sure to check out Jori's site at verifier.io. And be sure to give us a like, subscribe to us on YouTube, hit that bell notification button. Be sure to tell your friends, neighbors, relatives to sign up for the chrisvossshow.com. They can go to iTunes, Google Play, and Spotify as well. Wow, Spotify, that's pretty awesome. It's all-inclusive right there. You can listen to your music, and you listen to Chris Voss Show, and then more Chris Voss Show. Anyway, thanks for everyone for tuning in. We certainly appreciate it. We'll see you guys next time.